Welcome back to Crash and Eddie. I'm Eddie, and we got Crash. Look what the cat dragged in today.
Yeah. You know, I had a little medical thing with my son yesterday or the day before, so I apologize. And so what happens when 12-year-olds go snowboarding?
Yeah,
So
snowboarding can be fun.
violent sport.
Yeah, not too serious though, right? Nothing too serious.
No, he's cast it up for the first time, so
Well, that's a good
busted up his wrist a
experience.
little bit.
That's good to have a cast. That's something you should all
Yeah.
do once in your life.
No, yeah. If anybody's a snowboarder out there, he learned not to let the leading edge catch the snow.
Right. Now, Crash didn't, if I recall, I heard through the grapevine, didn't you have a full cast incident once where you were in a full body cast?
Um, yeah, and that involved a Greyhound bus and high speed snowboarding down Copper Mountain.
That was a snowboarding too. Wow. Put you
Yeah,
in a full body cast.
that's why. Yeah, I have. Snowboarding and physical injury are in the same realm with me.
Well, that's probably why the Greyhound bus was doing donuts, is because you're in a full body cast trying to drive it.
Well, it's hard. Once you put the pedal down, it's
I mean,
hard to
that's an
slow that thing
amazing
down.
feat right there, man. How are you
Yeah.
driving a Greyhound bus in a full body cast?
Well, my foot got stuck and pinched in between the gas pedal and the sidewall, and I couldn't get it out. And so the bus was just full speed going around. I just kept turning, and the thing was doing donuts in the parking lot of Copper Mountain Ski Resort.
I mean, it's no wonder that we call you Crash. I mean, it's. I think the audience is starting to finally get a
Well,
grasp on this.
there was no damage to the bus, so that's a good thing.
Okay, so today we are taking on the Ethereum token, and we're gonna do it in two parts. So let's take a quick
Let's,
look. We're gonna do well. It's a lot. It's a pretty complicated uh, financial system and token. So we're gonna divide it up into two different parts, right, Crash?
yeah, that sounds great. But let's do our disclosure real quick that this is not financial advice. That we are here to provide education and entertainment only. And any of the things we talk about are not meant to encourage anybody to buy, purchase, or do anything um, uh, regarding financial advice.
Yes. Do not do anything that we talk about or seem to like or dislike.
Do
Do
your
your
own
own
research.
research.
Do your own research.
Yes.
Do your own research. And
And
be sure
as you're
to,
doing it,
you know,
hit like and subscribe for Crash and Eddie. And we're gonna come out with a Twitter account too pretty soon. So we're working on it. We got the tech people working on it, right, Crash?
yeah, that's good. We can keep people very engaged if we can tweet a couple times a day on top of what we're doing.
Oh, we're gonna tweet the hell out of this thing. So, all right. So let's check out Ethereum. So we got a couple videos that we're going to talk about with, or that we're going to drop here with Ethereum, and one is this one here. It's by Real Vision Finance, which I think is Raul Paul's deal. That whole
Yep.
real,
Yeah, he funded that, and it's been operating. I think I don't know, at least 3 or 4 years now.
oh, has it? Okay, I didn't know they've
Hmm.
been around. I was thinking it was newer. Um, but that's good. Give them a like and subscribe, and we appreciate this content from
Do you know how
them.
old this guy is?
Vitalik,
He started Ethereum when he was 19 years old.
was he 19? So he's like in his upper 20s now, like
He's
27,
like his
28.
mid 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. He's a
Right, young
freak of
man.
nature, is what he is. I
He's
mean,
Canadian, isn't he? Isn't he a Canuck?
I thought he was Russian. We're gonna have to find that
No.
out. We're gonna have to find that out for part two.
I think it's on this video where I learned that.
Really?
So
Okay.
another reason for people to watch it. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, let's have a
Lot
quick.
of lot of good information on this video. I was amazed.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yep, they put out good content. So let's have a quick listen of just a piece of it here.
Another interesting thing about the time period, I think, compared to now, was that back then it was it felt more like kind of exploring undiscovered territory. Like it was this sort of idealistic exploration of like new and unknown things. Like, you know, we knew that certain kinds of financial.
Sorry for interrupting your video, but I have an important message to share.
So yeah, sign up for Real Vision. I have dealt with a lot of coders in my day, being in the tech space. This guy is a freak of nature, so definitely listen to that. Anytime you can get with him and where he's not speaking like actual coding language, it's pretty amazing. So good content. And then we got one other one. Crash came up with this sucker, and it's a pretty good explainer for Ethereum 2.
Yeah. I mean, I keep hearing about it all the time. I've seen it's the second largest cryptocurrency around, but I just can't seem to wrap my head around it.
It's hard to wrap your arms around the different use cases of these things, and this is a really good one to kind of give you a framework on the Ethereum token and platform. It's really a platform where Bitcoin is a store of value.
Yeah, 99 Bitcoin. So we played a little bit of it. We'll link both these below, so take a look at those. So yeah, let's get into Ethereum a little bit. So Ethereum, that Vitalik Buterin's the founder of it, created, the coding language, and I think they have multiple languages now, or they can at least be tapped into by a couple of them, depending on what you're working on. So what are your thoughts, just high-level thoughts on Ethereum, Crash?
Well, it's the foundation of Ethereum and its platform are smart contracts, and basically a smart contract is just a coded contract like any other kind of commercial contract, but it's very you can't change it. There's no gray area. There's no color of law. It's black and white as all get out. So these smart contracts, when they're completed, and it's very smooth and efficient in many ways. It's far more efficient and timely than any of our current systems, and that's the beauty of it. And it just opens up doors for platforms or for applications to solve so many problems that we currently have. Problems that we never even really thought about that can be solved with a smart contract. It's
right. And this 99 Bitcoins video actually does a nice job of explaining smart contracts, and so definitely, now that's a shorter one. It's only about 11 minutes or so, 12 minutes. So give that one a listen to. It'll help you really understand Ethereum. And we'll get into some more specifics on the next show with Ethereum. But let's take a look. So that's the founder. And this one, unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum does have, and really every token hereafter, you're going to see a founder and a team, And the way Ethereum's structured, it's really Vitalik and the community, which is a deep community and a bunch of coders. It's kind of... he's kind of the lone stud with that one, and they're they're in deep with institutions. I know JP Morgan's in with them big. There's quite a few. They have institutional backing big time. So super well funded. Not to mention their coin has gone up to. What was the high of that, Crash? I mean, did it get to 1,000 or 800?
All time. Well, it's all time high.
Yeah, all time 1432 coin market cap saying.
Hmm.
So
Uh,
it's in the
why am
upper
why is my
fives right
data not
now. So yeah, and now as far as how many tokens are out there, right? What do we got?
Yeah,
It's
that's something I wanted to ask you about. Maybe maybe you can clarify. I see that it's at 113 million tokens.
yeah, yep, roughly.
Circulating supply and total supply is the same number.
Yes, with Ethereum, yeah, they have them all out there. So what were you gonna ask though? Is
Well, the next category it says max supply and it says no data.
yeah, and that's kind of a where is the max supply?
If you scroll down, if
Oh,
you're on Coin Market Cap, scroll all the
yeah.
way to the bottom or the right hand column bottom.
Right, right. Yeah, there it is. Max supply, no data. And you'll find this a lot on CoinMarketCap. I don't know why they do this. I think the thing about Ethereum is it is not capped like Bitcoin. They actually, it's Ethereum has some inflation built into the coin, and I think it's around 2%. So they actually do continue to make Ethereum, but it's a small amount and it can never really be changed. We'll get into a little bit more of that on the next
Yeah, and I
episode
think
too.
there's a lot of people in the community that see that as a vulnerability down the road that they're not going to be able to um, create enough Ethereum tokens to run the system
Yeah,
when it gets too big. Isn't that the scaling issue?
which well, yeah, that does get into the scaling issue, and we'll get into that. I mean, that's always it's Ethereum 2.0 really addresses the scaling issue to
Hmm.
a degree. It's because you have people building on this second layer, which we'll get into a little bit of that. But
Yeah,
basically, that I don't
you-
think. I mean, there is some questioning about can Ethereum scale because so far it has not been able
been able to do what?
to scale really to handle
Yeah,
large
yeah. So
transaction
just
volume.
so if there's new people on here, when we talk about scaling, that is uh, whether the infrastructure can handle the volume of trading and activity. If the infrastructure has the scale to handle increases in volume and trading and so forth.
So the transaction really it's transactions on the blockchain within the
Yeah,
blocks that are produced is what it is. So
yeah.
that just the raw volume of and
Data.
so the currency is actually called Ether, right? Ethereum's the
Mhm.
blockchain, and they have what they call gas fees. So when you, for instance, move Ethereum, pretty much whenever you move Ethereum or like an ERC20, there's what they call a gas fee. And that is what, in part funds the whole project is the gas fees.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with that part of it. I've never really looked into it, but I know there have been times when I've moved ETH tokens or ETH coins, and the fees were just astronomical because of the current volume that had been going on.
Yeah, because basically once when the ecosystem gets congested, gas fees go up. So when things are busy, and that's what they mean by the whole scaling issue, is it gets
Yeah,
congested, and Bitcoin too. It actual transactions just sit and wait because it's just too busy. Now there's solutions to this, and they're coming, so it's not going to be.
yeah,
There's ways to move things without the gas fees and stuff like that. So
yeah. There's very few problems in this industry that they can't solve in some manner.
yep.
It just takes time and planning.
It does. Time and money. It's time and money, and that's technology. The saying in technology always holds true. If you can think of a problem in tech, you can solve it pretty much anything you can think of. It's just a matter of how much time and money it'll cost to solve it.
Yeah.
It's always the case with tech. So, what else for Ethereum today, Crash? What do we want to cover today? Those are kind of high-level basics of it.
Did we cover all the tokenomics?
Well, pretty much. I mean, you got your supply out there. We'll talk a little bit more about the inflation and stuff, I think, on the next episode, but those are really the tokenomics. I mean, so you do have a set level of tokens, and they're used.
How about talking about the ERC20 and how many different tokens are out there operating on the Ethereum platform?
Boy, that's a good question. We'll have to look into that. The ERC20, though, is the big one. And, I guess we should get into this a little bit. Basically, Ethereum started out being, they call it the world computer, but it started out being really the main platform that all these ICOs, all the new ICOs were coming out with, because you could just print out these ERC20 tokens and adapt them to whatever you wanted your coin to be, the attributes of your crypto, and then float it out there. So the ERC20 is by far their most popular token. They have other ones, a bunch of them. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll have to look into some of the specifics with that. But
let's look at the top 20 coins on CoinMarketCap.
Okay. And
just start at the top and go down, and let's just try to identify some of the ER20 tokens for people.
ERC20s. Okay. Well,
yeah, ERC20s.
Ethereum, Litecoin is not. Chainlink is. Is it an actual ERC20? It's definitely.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think it is too. Cardano is not.
Cardano is kind of a small competitor for Ethereum.
Right.
Polkadot absolutely is a.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah. Let's see.
Interesting. I didn't know
where it
that
shows that on there.
Polkadot. I think you're right, though. Is it? Learn more about Ether? Yeah, probably is. Although I don't see it on here. We'll have to look at that. You're sure that it is, though?
Oh no, it has a native dot token.
Yeah,
so if
you're
it's
right.
native,
No.
it's not an ERC.
No, it's not. Yep. All right. So that one is not.
So we're all learning here. Then Stellar.
Binance is Binance? No. Stellar's not.
No, let's try to cue that up a little better for our part 2 of this, and name off some of the top ERC20 tokens.
Yeah. You know what? We'll do that. We'll look at some of these. There's not though. There's a couple in here. That's about it, really. There's Chainlink.
Aave is a ERC20, right?
Which one?
Aave, number 27.
27. Is it? Yeah, I think that's pronounced Aave. At least that's what I've heard.
Or Aave, yeah.
That's what the crypto teacher calls it. But you can call it Ava Crash. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. I just.
We'll look into that, though. We'll see how many of the top 100 are ERC20 tokens. That's a good. That's interesting. And we'll touch a little bit more on tokenomics, but basically that's kind of how it started out, and getting into decentralized apps, which your boy at 99 Bitcoins talks about too in that video. So definitely give that one a listen.
Any predictions on ETH coin
pricing?
Yeah,
I think it's going to go to another all-time high. When? I don't know. But you know what? Just to comment on the market a little bit here, we got Bitcoin, just hovering around that all-time high, which is, some people have it 19.4, some people have it 19.8. Now they said it already went through it, right? Now the new high is...
Well, it depends on what exchange you were on.
Right. Yeah, all-time high. Oh, now they have it 20,089. Okay. Huh. And an all-time low of 65. Well, that's not correct, but anyways, going back to the 2013. Anyways,
Yeah.
but it's just, you can just, isn't it just palpable? It's trying to just grab that 20,000. It's just hanging
It's
out
perfect
there.
what it's doing right now. It's doing exactly what it should be doing. It's consolidating. It's in
Yeah.
a consolidating wedge, and at some point here soon, it's either going to go to the up or the down. And I just can't understand how it could go down unless there's just some big institutions that want to grab profit or something, because gosh, there's countries that every day there's announcements by major corporations that are buying Bitcoin.
It's always fascinating to me how it goes down at all with all that's going on. And it makes me think,
Well,
is it manipulated or is it, But either way, yeah, and Crash likes to go out on a limb. I mean, he says it is going to go up or down. So, I mean, that's...
I didn't.
And I think he's right.
I
I
don't
think
see
he's
how
right.
I don't see how it can't. I mean, even if it does go down, it will be a short correction, I think, and it's gonna.
Yeah.
There's going to be another major way up. And it comes back also, on the block, the blockcrypto.com news site. There's an article that says long Bitcoin, short dollar among most crowded trades, according to Bank of America survey. So the biggest trades going on in the futures markets are people putting longs on Bitcoin, expecting it to continue to go up, and shorts on the dollar, expecting the dollar to go down.
And the dollar's been tanking lately, so I have a feeling it's going to turn around a little bit. But the thing is with the dollar being weak is that totally benefits the U.S. And I feel like we want it to be weak, the people that control the dollar. And but we'll see. I mean, you gotta kind of ride that line as a currency. But we'll have to get into the dollar in one of these coming episodes a little bit more. There's some interesting theories out there, and it's a fascinating time for all currencies with all this going on, because crypto is replacing fiat. There's no question about it. It's happening, and you can either replace it on your own or it'll be replaced for you, but crypto is replacing fiat currency slowly but surely. And in some cases, like Venezuela, really fast. And Argentina, it's a faster movement there.
It's a necessity. It's a life or death situation for people.
Yeah, it's saved a lot, and that's what's interesting about this whole space. So yeah, let's wrap up the Ethereum review. We'll hit some more on the next episode. We didn't get too deep into it, but we wanted to give you guys a flavor of it, some basic information, and
just the last thing I want to ask you about Ethereum is maybe the top couple use cases that are being the bigger use cases. I know, like, one is gaming on the Ethereum platform.
Well, it's interesting too. I think it's shifted away from the ICOs because that was by far the biggest use case in the beginning. Now it's getting into it got into dApps.
DeFi. Yeah.
Well, dApps, decentralized apps.
So people know what dApps are. It's DAPPS. You'll see that written all over the place. That's decentralized applications.
Yep. A la CryptoKitties. Maybe we should get into that a little bit on the next next run at this.
Yeah, but I mean, you got gaming, you got DeFi, which is decentralized finance. What are some of the other biggest use cases on the Ethereum platform?
Well, so dApps are really it's really an application which is a website, which is anything, okay? And
Yeah, the dApps are huge, right? That's
yeah,
the biggest
it's really
piece of the pie, probably.
yeah, it's really anything you can do. I mean, you could really consider ICOs or other tokens as dApps, but it's a little bit different. But yeah, it's really anything. And then DeFi is really it's a subset of dApps. It's just
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
hot
sure.
right now because finance is being decentralized. Everyone wants it decentralized for a lot of reasons. Maybe we can get into that too. But it's kind of the hottest area
Yeah.
of DeFi. And again, I think some of the dApps are held back, like especially when you get into gaming and stuff. You're held
Mm,
back by scalability because that
yeah.
gaming it's the most
Data.
centric. Yeah, it uses a ton of power of anything, bandwidth. It's
Yeah.
just it's a ton.
Yeah, and all this gaming is shifting into virtual reality, which is even probably 100 times more data transfer.
Yeah. Now that first video gets into a lot of this stuff. It's interesting. It's a longer video, but definitely give it a listen from
Yeah,
Real Vision.
yeah.
And they don't have a ton. This commercial that popped up, it's not riddled with that. You get one or two of these because they got to pay the bills and stuff, but they don't.
Mm,
I've noticed they don't really. It's not a ton of that. So
yeah.
so yeah. Well, that's. I mean, that's kind of it for the.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's good for now. Can you? I wanted to ask you about this. I read something about the Spark token airdrop that there's going to be. They announced a second airdrop.
Yes. So, well, it's by okay, which is not Flare Network. They have nothing to do with Flare Network, which is it's like why do you do it? Do you really got to piggyback that bad off off that company that you got to confuse everyone by doing a? It's kind of
Well,
stunning that they can even
I
do it.
mean, they are affiliated. I mean, they're dropping tokens for them, and they're all part of the. They're all kind of under the XRP partnership,
These
aren't they?
things are all. I mean, even well, Flare did get some funding from XRP, is my understanding. Flare Network, because they got it through that X Spring, which is basically a division of Ripple that funds different projects. Okay, I don't think they funded XRP or Ripple or Flare Networks did not give any funding to Flare Finance. It's completely separate, but they're all affiliated in that it's all open source code, so you can just knock the code off and build what you want. And that's crypto.
No, I've
So,
been thinking more and more about that. I'm like, holy mackerel! I kind of learned recently that even you and I could go out and just copycat a token code and start our own.
well, we've talked about a Crash and Eddy token. I don't know. Drop a note down below, people, if you want us to start that. Maybe we'll do that. It'd be worth 0.00006 cents.
We can sell Crash and Eddie slippers.
Right. But the thing is about all these tokens is you're as valuable as your network is. That's what people have to realize. It's the most valuable tokens are because the network's so valuable. There's so many nodes like we talked about, and there's people using the network and things being built on the network. You know? In that way, it's like a company. If you're used as a company, I mean, why is Apple the most valuable or one of the most valuable companies? Why is Amazon? It's because a ton of people use them. That's why.
Right.
So
Yeah. So with this Flare Network token airdrop, I think from what I gather, they're going to drop a token called Yield Flare, which is YFLR.
Now
And
you're
then
talking about Flare Finance, right?
yeah, Flare Finance. Yep. And then I think within 7 days after that airdrop, you have to convert it or swap it for the, I'm sorry. I think first it starts out with a DFLR, and then you swap it to the Yield Flare token, and you have like 7 days to do it.
So you get the airdrop automatically, and then if you want yield, you have to swap it into the yield producing.
Yeah, and who knows why they're doing all that, but
yeah, because Flare Network's going to have yield too. So, and we'll see. I mean, with either one of these, when they actually get dropped, what they're worth. I mean,
do you know offhand what their case is for this Flare Network or Flare Finance?
Flare Finance, it looks like it's DeFi again. It's different DeFi products, is what I can tell.
It's probably filling some gap in to help XRP in some way as well.
I know I heard before that they did have XRP giveaways, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think it probably is that. Yeah, so it's interesting. We'll talk more about this stuff as we get into more XRP stuff, but the other thing is, Mount Gox is about to give back. They got hacked. And
what is that? You got to explain that to people.
So Mount Gox was the earliest Bitcoin exchange, really, back from when Bitcoin was created. And Mount Gox stands for Magic the Gathering, where they used to trade these cards basically on an exchange. I want to say it was over in Japan, I believe. But regardless, it got hacked, and another small exchange got hacked, and they got a bunch of Bitcoin. I want to say it was like 180,000 or something, or 140,000 tokens. And these people thought they lost everything, but it turned out were able to get them back. So these people are getting, this article says 150,000 BTC to repay users. And they've been saying this for years. Oh, you're going to get it back. You're going to get it back. First, they wanted to give the cash value back. And this was back when Bitcoin was in the, low thousands, not 20. So apparently they're getting them back. People think the market's going to tank. I don't think it's going to affect the market at all. I mean, you might get a little bit from hype and news and stuff, but I don't think they're going to flood the markets. And from what you read, it's just going to be people soaking this up. Great, you're getting rid of 150,000 Bitcoin. It's going to be
I think my first thought is that it's going to help pump the altcoins, because these people that have diverse cryptos.
Yeah, that's true. Could be. So there's that. That's coming up at some point. Really don't know when. I mean, they keep saying it's coming, and we'll see if it ever comes. But supposedly on December 9th, the liquidator of now defunct crypto exchange Cryptopia started the claims process to reimburse creditors following a 2019 hack. Cryptopia, I guess. Oh, that's the Cryptopia hack they're talking about. That's another hack job. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, there's a lot, but I think
there's a lot of people that are scared of. They think they don't want to put money into cryptocurrencies because they don't feel it's safe and they think it's going to get stolen. But I think if you looked at the statistics, the banking industry has far more money stolen than by thousands than cryptocurrency does.
And let's not even get into money laundering.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this thing says actually They lost a total of 1.35 million Bitcoin in 2 hacks, 11 and 14. But I think the people are only getting back 10% of that. So not sure what happened with the other 90%. They couldn't find that. I'm not sure who got that, interestingly enough. That's a lot of Bitcoin when there's only 21 million.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, Satoshi might have clawed that back.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So, anyways, had my first PayPal experience yesterday. In
You
that, yeah, made a purchase and it said, "Do you wanna pay with credit card or do you want to pay with Bitcoin or another crypto?" So, kind of interesting. I mean, it's starting to get out there, and it's going to be on every transaction ever made with PayPal. So it took a while because I know they rolled it out kind of slow, but boy, that's pretty interesting. It's going to be everywhere. I mean, it's just a matter of time as Bitcoin goes over 19,400. Got to stick that 20, right? Crash.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt it's gonna. If it has a correction, I'll be surprised if it gets under
Yeah. Now the last couple
16,000.
weeks, or
I'll be shocked.
the last week or so, it did scale back, right? To about, did it get to low 18s or high 17s even?
Yeah. But it bounced right back up. That was the beginning of the consolidation, and every
Yeah.
up and down, it's gotten smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, 7-day low 17,006. 30-day low 15,700.
That's
So,
before it.
yeah, that's about, I mean, yeah, interesting. Yep,
Well,
it's good.
look at the 52-week number.
Yeah, I saw that down to 4, right? 4,000. Yeah. So those are the days. So we'll see if it ever gets back there again. It's volatile, and that's, a lot of traders, that's why they love it. You can put serious money into it, trade it, and get a ridiculous return,
Yeah. Hey, real quick, and this might be a coin that we can maybe talk about in the future here. It's not too far out. Is NEM?
NEM. That
Yes.
is
The actual
17.
ticker is XEM.
Right.
All right, and that's another platform. It's native. It's in the last year, it's up 600%. And I just want to mention to people that you might want to try to pick this up on a downturn. I'm going to try to pick some more up because they're going to also be doing a airdrop in January for a
Really?
new
What's the
token.
airdrop about?
They're starting a secondary blockchain called Symbol.
Okay. Interesting. So
And
that's got an all-time high of 209 back in 2018 and a low of 4079. Holy cow, that's low.
well,
Back in
this is
15.
a token that's been around since early
15.
2015.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll definitely. I mean, that's in the top 100, so
I
we'll be
love.
taking an
Yep.
in-depth look at this sucker.
Yeah, we'll talk about just how if somebody wants to, if that's something somebody's interested in, we'll kind of give them a little heads up on how to collect the airdrop and what's required.
When is
I'm
the airdrop? Do you
looking into
know?
that. It's January 14th. Is the snapshot.
All
And the
right, keep us
airdrop should be
updated
within
on that one then, Crash. That's
Okay.
interesting. We got airdrops coming out of our ears, people. We got airdrops upon airdrops now. That's something a little bit new. Some of these airdrops, for sure, are going to
Sounds
be
like an
worth.
Apple product.
What's that?
Sounds like an Apple product.
Yeah, it does, kind of, doesn't it? Yeah. So.
Wonder when Apple's going to come out with their airdrop.
Did they announce it? I heard someone mention, and I think this is not true because it would have been huge in the news, but someone mentioned that, and they might have said, I might have misheard it where they said, I wonder when, But when Apple's going to come out, or Amazon for that matter, and say, yeah, we just put part of our treasury into crypto. You know, like these smaller companies are like Mass Mutual, which is not small. But
Yeah, what was it? Well, PayPal, I think I just saw today that their stock is like skyrocketing.
is it really?
Yeah, because of
Interesting.
and they think it's driven by their entrance into the crypto.
That's interesting. Well, hey, one other thing we wanted to just mention. White House acknowledged a report of a cyber attack on the U.S. Treasury by a foreign government. So keep an eye on this stuff. All the hacks. Crash, you were mentioning earlier that Google was down yesterday. There were a bunch of the big players were down yesterday. I heard that they were down because they were tweaking a bunch of their server stuff because of these hacks. With the different, it's not just the treasury. It's different areas. I think in the government, they're not telling us everything that happened for obvious reasons.
Yeah, there's some orchestrated cyber attacks going on worldwide, I think.
Yeah, and they say it's Russia is what I heard, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that or China. But
That's not what my intel says.
is that right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But let's not go down that rabbit hole again, Christ. Last time we did that, we know what happened. So, what's PayPal's symbol?
The PY.
Yeah, it's PayPal.
Yeah,
PYPL. Yeah, it is 219. Makes a lot of sense, I guess. Yeah, they're
no, MicroStrategy, same thing. I mean,
right.
they bought all that Bitcoin, and their stock price has gone through the roof.
What is MicroStrategy?
So anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was CRO.
Oh, you're gonna bring that up, huh? All right, let's
Yeah,
do this.
just briefly.
Let's do it.
Well, it's it went up about 250%, and now it's down 70 or 80% from then. It's still higher than its most recent low, but
Crypto.com. Well, they stole the best URL in crypto. Crypto.
yeah.
So that's an amazing move right there. So
Yeah, they do a lot of really, really good work, and I love that site. I use it every day, and but they're not perfect. What they did, the Crow coin went, super, super high. It spiked in a short 3-4 month period, and that was because they were offering really, really high yields. There was a point where I was getting 18% on my Crow coin for staking it. And, then you can't sustain that. So they dropped it way down, and the Crow coin value went, it got crushed. But there's a nice U curve on it. It's flattening out. And I'm going to buy more.
We're going to dig into this one,
We have 3 different projects that are coming out, 3 different things that are coming out that I think are going to drive the price up. One is that they have full functionality with a whole bunch of different new applications on their platform. The other big one, I think, is that they have an exchange on crypto.com, but it's not accessible or allowed in the United States. And I think within the next month, that's going to be accessible in the U.S.
That's interesting.
From what I hear, it's a super, super fast and nice exchange to operate on if you're a trader.
Interesting.
And then they talked again about a Crow mainnet, and I'm not sure what that is. I got to look into that a little bit, but that's a third thing that they're talking about. It's going to drive the Crow coin back up.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about Crow, Crash. Don't get too out of hand with this one, man. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm done with it anyways. That's all I had.
Sounds good. We're gonna do a deep dive on Crow though soon, because that is an interesting one, and I know that you love it. So, all right. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and spread this all over the place, like I know you guys are doing. Not financial advice. Don't forget that. This is Edy saying adios.
And this is Crash saying, yeah, we'll talk to you real soon, folks.
We're out. See you later. So,
Dude,
Crash.
you really got to quit clicking on buttons, man. It's driving me crazy.
What am I supposed to do, man?
The screen's going up, it's going down, it's going all over. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, can't
Oh,
keep
wow.
up.
It's nice that you could manage to show up to comment on the show, fella. Appreciate it.